There's no woman I've met that mentions any other different thing. He's either women or he's drinking or he just does not care. Have you seen a situation whereby a man has family? He does not care what his children eat, how they go to school. He's just stopped caring. But you will hear he's keeping another woman who has children from other affairs and is playing a perfect stepdad. Niambie if that is normal or if it's kababa. Do you think it's normal? It's not normal. You cannot walk away from family to go and take care of kids that are not yours, and you do it so perfectly, and you love them more than you love your own children, and love that woman more than even you love your own what? Wife. Those guys are always under a spell, controlled and manipulated. It's unfortunate our women are not able to understand that what you're dealing with is not flesh and blood. What you're dealing with is demonic power. Witchcraft is real because the devil is real. So you, instead of taking on a spiritual approach to that warfare, you decide to take on a what? Physical approach. So now you begin to call pastor, call elder, wakishinda, begin to call your parents, call your siblings, blah, 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 and time is going. How do you fight with the devil using parents? How? The guy is always ahead of you. Always. Always. So if he happens to steal your spouse, the man, because he has no problem with women. In fact, he does not care. He just wants the man. Because he knows once he hits the foundation hard, the whole family unit comes down. And the only safe way for a man to survive in this world is to walk with who? With God. Otherwise, if you have a husband that has no regard for God or not serious with personal religion, you can be sure at some point the devil must steal him. And when he steals him, they go either because the devil has given them strange women and they begin other families out there, and a woman will say, si ameanza, he has moved on. I can also do what? Move on. So both of you, move on. Then it beats logic, the parable of the lost son. You know, the son went, but he was not in his what? Senses. When he came back to his senses, he said, hey, nikona quit. But you see, if you move on, and your husband comes back to his senses, then akuna kwa? There is no place to come back to. Look at how we complicate the whole situation. When he thinks I should be coming back, he realizes his wife also got what? Married. So there's no place to come back to. Let me tell you, once you understand spiritual warfare, it doesn't matter how many years they go. They still do what? They still come back. They still come back. Any woman devoted to her husband acts as a strong shield. Atazunguka, utafikiria atarudi na ugonjwa, akuna. Not because he uses condoms or he's smart. No. God protects him for the sake of his name and for your own sake and for the sake of his word. And they come back. And when they come back, another understanding of a helper. I use this sport, safari rally. It's a safari rally that has a driver and a co-driver. Is it? What's the use of a co-driver? I've never seen a safari rally without a co-driver. What is the use of the navigation? What else? Apart from navigation. What else? Company. Moral support. What else? What if the driver gets tired? He collapses. What happens? He takes over. just to get to the finish line. And when he gets to the finish line, who takes the credit? The driver. Purely that is what marriage is all about. You both as a helpmeet, the fact that there's a power in you that shields your husband, and the fact that you are in a safari rally, anything can happen to the devil. Things happen. The devil gives them women. The devil takes them and puts them in alcohol. The devil makes them irresponsible. We have accidents, don't we? People get accidents and forever tied to a wheelchair the rest of their lives. People go under, companies go under, is it? And husbands lose their what? Their job. Does the safari rally stop? No. So what happens? You, the co-driver, simply shifts to the driver's seat and drive that car like he has never driven. And when he re-energizes, you simply shift back to your seat and allow him to do what? You don't say, hey, ulidhani hautarudi. Ulidhani hatuta manage. You don't say those kinds of things. You have been put there to co-drive. I have a friend in Mombasa. I spoke in their church 2017, if I'm not wrong. 2018. She came to me and said, for years I've struggled. Today you gave me hope. I said, what hope did I give you? She said, my husband got into an accident. He's now 17 years down the line. That is in 2018. He's forever on the wheelchair. When I'm counting my children, I count him as a child. Because he cannot take care of himself. Someone must take care of him. Friends, things happen out here. So he's one of my children. I have to employ someone to look after him. He can't do. Sio yule utasema aje eti mzee ataleta. Hakuna, hata yeye amekuwa mtoto. Ni kama yule umezaa watoto wale wanakuanga na shida fulani. You get it? Autistic or something. They cannot do anything. That is what the husband has been reduced to. Many people have told her to walk out of marriage and get someone else who can help her feed her children. She says, this far we have come because of God. I don't have a job I would call a great job or a great salary. But this far, the Lord has brought us. She continues to drive that car today. In fact, for her, there is no chance that the driver will sit on the driver's what? The same thing to a widow. For a widow, the driver goes completely. You sit on that seat for the rest of your life. And the car must move to the finish. The finish line, we said, is eternal what? Eternal life. Regardless of the challenge. In fact, for a widow, there is no co-driver. No co-driver. And it all happens because of the power inherent in a woman. The power of a Zer. So when you see him irresponsible, I want you to understand. When you see a man irresponsible, understand there's a power in you that can move forward even without his contribution. And move the family forward, waiting for him to re-energize. And when he re-energizes, get back to your seat, humbly and politely, like nothing ever happened. Say, na ukakubali tu akarudi. Yani mimi mtu anifanyia hivi. Mimi siwezi kubali arudi. Ningangane hii miaka yote. Hii miaka yote 20 alafu mtu ndiye akuje saa hii. Rafiki zako wanakudanganya. And that is the essence. When the prodigal son came back, the father did not give him a chance to complete. It is not easy. So I still believe to date, we can lessen the complications in marriages by having women stick, even as men disappear. Because we are sure of the God we are serving, we know who he is and what he is able to do, they will come, they like it or not. And I tell my women, you don't need to worry. Ukisikia amepata mke mwingine, don't panic. You're panicking for nothing. There's only one marriage covenant recognized in where? Just one like this. One like this.